So here I am in Minneapolis. Now, I don't have any editing equipment with me, and I don't have my microphone with me. But you might notice, you can see the acne on my face. That's going to be because I bought a new camera. And I think 2013 is going to be a pretty damn good year. So, what am I doing out in Minneapolis? I am out here with the auto show, as you've seen in some of my previous videos. And so if you're in the Twin City area, I think it drags on and goes on until the next Sunday, so got plenty of time to come visit me over at the Lincoln display. What I wanted to talk about today, going back to my business videos, the stuff that I really love talking about, is something I would have asked myself, and it's something that a lot of you guys ask me. So I know where you are in your mindset, because I was there too. So looking through some of my old journals, yeah, I remembered the confusion and the questions I had that the 29-year-old version of me would have been able to answer. And that's all about the kind of those things swimming through your head, all about being realistic while being an entrepreneur, which really, I mean, for me, the nature of being an entrepreneur is, bucking the system and fighting the status quo and being the one different one. And you know what? That you can take to too far of an extreme. I ended up thinking that I had to fight the system instead of learning how to harness the system. Huge difference. And I wanted to come up with a couple of quick tips. Mind you, I can't edit the video, so you're going to look at me looking at my notes. And if I can even read my own damn handwriting, here it is. The problem is that a lot of your friends, a lot of your family, all those people are going to say, be realistic about things. And of course, what's that going to do? Any of us guys that want to, guys, girls, I say guys androgynously, it pisses you off. It wants you to prove people wrong. And that's the wrong area to focus your drive. And trust me, your drive can run out. You can get your junk kicked in so many times that you're like, I'm done being an entrepreneur. I'm just going to work for somebody else. Granted, you never actually can really make peace with that, but your energy's gone. Your love for the game is gone. And so what's important is knowing when to buck the system. For example, I went and built a system. You can look it up. It's actually EMERCIV, immersive. You can go to the website. We haven't made updates to that in a couple of years. It was my idea of coming up with a web startup, and damn the torpedoes, I was going to make something that nobody else had ever seen before. And that was my mistake. Nobody else had ever seen anything like that before. And if you're thinking, well, yeah, Rob, a lot of technology and proof comes that way. Well, yeah, but I think the first tip I can tell you is that if you're going to build a social program, or if you're going to build something that people have to buy from you, you have to make sense to those people. If you can't even explain your idea to them, it's useless. If you can't even sell them on the idea, it's useless. Those people are your bread and butter. And if you think that you're smarter than them or they just don't get it, you're wrong. Those people get it. They're the ones who got to buy it. And if you can't explain it to them, maybe you're too far in the future, but maybe you're being really unrealistic. Maybe you're actually not being realistic to the sense that does it fit the consumer's need. So that's so important, is that people are like, I'm going to build this system and it's going to have, it's going to be cutting edge. Well, if nobody actually is interested in buying it, how are you going to make your money or have the user base to support it? So that's issue number one. Issue number two, as you can see me reading my notes, there's always a reason whatever you're talking about hasn't been done. If you truly have something new, there is a damn good reason why it's not been done yet. Either it's not worth it, either somebody has come up with it and just sold it poorly, or their need is being met now. Your customer's need is being met now. One of those reasons is always true. It drives me nuts. One of the biggest mistakes young entrepreneurs make is they say this to me: there's nothing like it in the market. I say, you're full of shit. Because I would have been the same kid maybe even 5 years ago saying, here's my product, there's nothing like it in the market. Rob, GTFO. or show your tits. I think something like that. But no, there is, the fact is that there is something right now. There is a status quo, because if people in millions are going to buy it, that those millions of people have to be doing something that currently meets that need. Think about it. Facebook, there's MySpace before that. It was meeting that social need. Before that, well, there wasn't anything. But why? Well, the internet couldn't support uploading all those pictures. The internet couldn't support video. The internet couldn't support processors. Computers couldn't support the type of things that go on behind the scenes. There was a technical limitation. But you can be damn sure that people were thinking of that. It just wasn't economical. Which is another reason, or another mistake a lot of entrepreneurs make is, the bullshit about anything's possible. Trust me, I believe it. I know, it drives me nuts when you see, people posting things on Tumblr and Twitter saying, nothing's impossible, believe the unbelievable, all that bullshit. Come on. Yeah, I can hold my breath for 30 minutes if I spent my whole life training to do that, but it's not worth it. Actually, I don't know if you can hold your breath for 30 minutes, but you can hold your breath for a long time if you practice. But at what cost? Why? And so people think of these crazy, wild ideas that might be cool, but you spend your whole life trying to make it happen, and the reward, not the money. I'm not talking, you know me, I'm not a money guy. The money, the fame, the success, the respect, none of that comes to fruition. None of that happens. But yeah, I guess it's possible. I mean, can you make it to Mars? Sure, with enough money and enough drive, but it still is going to take almost a lifetime, if not two, to get there and back. So, when you guys say, or when you focus your energy saying, well, they said it's impossible, be careful. Because not necessarily that it's impossible, it's just not worth doing. And it takes you a couple years to realize that you only have so much time on this earth. You're only going to be in your teens for so many years. You're only going to be 20s for so many years. And maybe about 25, you start to realize that time is your most precious resource. Yeah, you can put an infinite amount of energy into things. You can talk and be creative and do all this sort of stuff. But that clock's still ticking. So the goal is to try and maximize your effort, that you're not wasting your whole life to find out that your idea was a failure at the end of your life. Granted, I guess somebody like Van Gogh, whatever. Some of those artists don't become famous until years later. And I kind of want to be alive when I feel my success. I kind of want to be alive when people, respect me or have a higher opinion of me. And I think you do too. So these are just a couple issues I have with the whole nothing's impossible, be stubborn, don't give up. You got to focus that. You got to be realistic. But at the same time, channel your uncompromised energy, because it's a balance of both, which is what I'm getting to, is that I'm going to be making a series of these videos on balance. There are so many things in a businessman and an entrepreneur's mindset and a young guy's mindset that you need to find the right balance of them before you take it to the next step. So this will be the first of those, and I'm getting pretty excited for summer, spring, and the early part of fall. So let's see how the rest of 2013 treats us. And you gotta wait until I press the camera button, because I don't have anything to edit this. So